you ready?
Alright, what is going on, Rider Nation? Or I guess in this video we'll go for Ranger Nation. We might have to think of a new term to be more inclusive, but what I really wanted to talk about, a little late on the game, but life happens, and you just gotta deal with it. Just this weekend we got a good look at the full catalog and the scans for Lupinranger VS Patranger, the highly anticipated next entry to the Super Sentai series, and I can just say they look amazing. I'm extremely excited. I want to go into what each of these scans are talking about, give some of my initial thoughts as well. So we get an up-close view of the helmets and the suits in full. We can look at Patranger first, really cool sort of police style suit and everything. What I can see right off the bat is they have the badge on the head, which is very reminiscent of Deca Ranger, and the fact that it's all completely black and they have that little gold there, it does really remind me of Akiba Ranger, which is an honorable mention here since it's not really an official Sentai. And the suits, I think they kind of remind me of Bioman because of the mix of the main color and the white, so that to me gives it sort of an old school looking feel, which I think it goes very well with the overall helmet design. And next we have Lupinranger, which honestly I love these designs the most. I got super excited when I saw the visors. I think these are really great looking, and they have the fun capes and the collars. We get more collars again, like from, I can think of right off the bat, Aka Red and Go Ranger. And we got the capes coming back too, a really good thief theme we got going on. These guys look really great. I'm really excited, and there's such a definite contrast between the two. As you can see, the visors for like Patranger are black, and then for Lupinranger they are inverted as well, so definitely super excited. And then we get a good look at the Versus vehicles. That's what their mechs are going to be called, and also we get an image of the Versus Changer as well. Looks like they are both going to be sharing the same henshin device, which honestly I was a little, that's not really what I was expecting, because for two teams to be pit against each other, cops and robbers, I expected them to have at least a little bit different, but I mean that's a lot more time and money to go into, so I don't really blame them. And then we get a look at their combined mechs. These are the Pat Kaiser and the Lupin Kaiser, so each of their vehicles are going to combine with, it looks like a good striker. That's what's going to combine and create the core, like the legs and the body, and then the rest of the machines are going to create the torso and the arms. So that one definitely looks pretty cool. And we have more pictures of the Changer. Like I mentioned, they are going to be sharing this one, but the way they use it is different. It looks like for Lupinranger, they put their machine on top of the gun, and then for Patranger, they put their machine on the bottom. And then you can see as well that the Good Striker is compatible with the Versus Changer. And then we got another look at the Good Striker. It looks like this does transform based on what team it is for. For Lupinranger, it is going for a plane mode, and then for Pat Strikers for a car mode, which does make sense. I mean, the thieves are going to need a quick getaway, so that's why they have the jet motif, and then patrol cars, of course, cars. And not just the Good Striker, but it looks like the theme carries on with all of our individual mechs as well. We look at the Lupinranger's machines. Those are called Dial Fighters, so we have the red Dial Fighter, blue Dial Fighter, and yellow Dial Fighter. And for Patranger, we have the Trigger Machines. These are Trigger Machines 1, 2, and 3. And in this corner, we do get a look at what looks like to be their respective weapons as well. We have the Lupin Sword, and then the Pat Mega Bow. I think that's what it's called. It kind of looks like a baton and a megaphone. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know, but it does look pretty interesting. And then lower, we see these little figures of each members of the team. There is one additional person that we see on the right side who honestly kind of looks like Deca Ranger mixed with Patranger, but kind of looks like Deca Red there. I'm not really sure who that's supposed to be. Maybe that's supposed to be the red Patranger in a different mode, or it's an additional team member. But I mean, if Patranger gets an additional team member, I think we all know who Lupinranger's next team member is gonna be. Just saying, gonna put him right here, but and that's it for the scans for Lupinranger versus Patranger. I'm extremely excited. What's interesting to me is that I'm looking through all of this, I can't really tell what, if any, a gimmick is gonna be. It's been an ongoing tradition that each season, of course, between Super Sentai and Kamen Rider is going to have a little gimmick, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be their machines, because they have miniature ones that go on to their changers, or, again, I can't really tell. If there's a gimmick, it's not entirely too obvious here. Unless there's something I'm missing, then please let me know. But yes, extremely excited. This looks like it's going to be a really great season. We already, Toei really is doing us really well with Kamen Rider Build. It's a fantastic season so far, so I only have high hopes for Lupinranger versus Patranger. I did get these scans off of Twitter, and The names, I did translate them myself off katakana. Honestly, if you're thinking about trying to learn Japanese, there is a book that I use that gives really helpful mnemonics when you're trying to learn hiragana and katakana. And when you're as into anime or tokusatsu as I am, it's really good practice just looking at the logos and the different names and the way they name everything in these shows, because they mainly use katakana. It's fantastic practice. That's all I was reading off of these scans. So I would definitely highly recommend looking at this book, and see if I can find a picture or a link of it. But yeah. So hopefully we get some more information on this series soon. I cannot wait for any additional info we can get our hands on. And once I get it, I'll be talking about it some more. Deuces, Rider, Ranger, whatever.